Well, here we are, midweek, midday.
Joking.
What?
Sorry.
You're choking?
No, joking. I
Oh,
acted like I was picking my nose. All right,
oh,
sorry.
nice. Sure, it's a joke,
Sorry.
everyone.
Feeling
It
silly.
is midday. It is midweek. That means you are right here with Rob and Sarah for your everything get haunted. This is where you get the shit. This is it. This is where all the good stuff is, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of how I'm feeling about it. Hey,
Is that
Rob.
April? Who the hell is that? And where's okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, you'll get to it.
Yeah, I will. I'll get to it. So, hey, Rob, how I haven't even really, we have not had our regular, we have not had a regular like meeting, get our ducks in a row sort of thing today.
No, we have not. It's been a busy day.
It's been a busy, not that it's not busy otherwise. That kind of implies we just dick
No,
around.
no,
when
no,
we're
no.
having our,
Just busy, like extraneous busy shit.
yeah, we've had things to do. We are just full in, right? Both feet, getting stuff done, and super excited to share some of that with everybody.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So you're well. You're doing well.
Doing well. It's Ava's birthday week, so
Ava's birthday week.
yes. So yes, that was an expensive morning. And we got I got her birthday present.
Yeah.
A new
You're welcome.
MacBook Pro, yes, that you encouraged.
Yeah,
To
you're
her.
welcome.
So yes, once again, using
Yeah.
my credit card.
Yeah, a girl does it one time and
Yeah.
next thing you know, she is forever branded.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in it. We are middle of June right here with everybody. We are in the heart. I kind of feel like it's the heart of the paranormal season. This is when people are like taking off summer trips, getting in the car, looking for things to do. This is it. June.
This is it.
This is it. And we are full in. But before we do that, let me throw on my glasses so I can see what everybody's saying. Let me put my eyes on. I need new ones, by the way. We have Stacy. Mr. Stacy Couch is here. Stacy, I've added another course, not yours. I've added a course to your course. I feel like I know, I do. I'm doing the learning to speak to communicate with spirit, which is Stacy's, and I love it. But I also added the 7 governing laws to universe because I feel like these two things go hand in hand, and I'm not wrong. I'm just gonna put it that way. I'm not wrong. I don't know if Stacy feels that way, but I am not wrong.
You're never wrong.
Kind of excited about that. There is Miss Brittany. Happy Wednesday to you, Brittany. We always love to see Brittany here. And of course, the fabulous John C.
Oh, my fiance.
Yeah, I love his howdy paranormal peeps. I love that. We have, of course, the beautiful Miss Danny Marie. And of course, the lovely Sam's Pretty Paranormal. Have you guys looked at her new videos? If you're not subscribed to her, please go on over to YouTube and subscribe and support one of our favorite human beings out there, Sam's Pretty Paranormal. She does all sorts of cool things. Hello to you, our people. Not sure who this is, but
Thinking that's April. I'm thinking just based on future comments here.
Future comments? Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were having a moment. I thought you were being psychic. There is the aristocrat right there. There is Mr. Chris. How are you?
Chris.
Hello, everyone. Love that. There is the beautiful Miss, the newlywed Sandra.
Pickle.
I know. Is it Pickle or is it Pickle?
It's whatever she wants it to be.
She can say whatever she wants. There is the beautiful Cindy. How are you, Cindy? Associate needed in the meat department. There is an associate needed in the meat department. This is a funny joke. We'll have to someday share. There is our Paracon queen, Lori. She is awesome. Can't wait for you guys to come check us out at the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. You have to say that one slowly. You can't say that one super fast. Lori's got us all. She's got this thing running like a fine-tuned machine. So super excited to do that. So hello to you, Lori. I can't see what that is. That a person dancing or is that a piece of meat? Is that a piece of meat?
It's a piece of meat.
I
used to be a person dancing.
I need my glasses need to be up to at least probably another power. There is the lovely Miss D Hoot. Adam, I feel like Adam hasn't been on. Adam, have you been on? Were you on last week? I feel like Adam wasn't on.
No, I think he was ignoring us back then.
Yeah.
It's
I felt a
okay.
little
It's okay.
Felt a little missed. Felt a little missed. Hey, hello, Stacy Lee.
Stacy, we
And
gotta promote your make sure you promote your team on the group pages, and we will also promote.
we would love to.
Yep,
Absolutely. There
I'll
is
send
the
you the link.
awesome Mike Cronin, Two Brothers Extreme. We love that team.
Mike, I gotta talk to you later. Shoot me a message.
You know that name, Two Brothers, that also works for security detail, doesn't it?
It does.
I know.
They're my favorite.
Paranormal security detail,
They're
right
my
there. It all
favorite
works.
security detail.
There's California is heading us right up there with Miss Faye. She's got us. Hey to the Get Haunted crew.
Hey.
Okay, Chris, I couldn't see. All I see are bagels now. That's all I can see. So, yeah.
Is that a person dancing or a T-bone? I can't.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you why. Because there is a person dancing and her dress is red and it's like kind of going up. And so all I saw was a red blob. Okay. So glasses, no glasses. That's what I saw. So a steak or a person dancing. I probably shouldn't even be allowed to drive or anything else. All right, I can see, but
don't say it publicly.
I just can't with little tiny emojis. So, yes. So it is Wednesday, and it is All Things Get Haunted. We just had another amazing sellout event right there at the fabulous White Hill Mansion in Fieldsboro, New Jersey. You guys killed it at this event. This was another amazing event, and thank you to every single person that chose that as your adventure with Get Haunted. You guys made it fantastic. Like truly, the guests, the family, the friends, everybody that gathered there, everything that I'm hearing from both sides, from crew and from the guests. What an amazing night, Rob. You actually stopped in for a brief moment.
I did. There's somebody threw another steak up. But yes,
see,
I did. I stepped in for a moment, a couple hours actually. Wasn't the truth is, whether you could tell that night or not, I wasn't feeling 100% that night. I don't know if these allergies or whatever the hell is happening. But yeah, I got to at least hang out for a couple of hours. I did one with each session, and then I had to head out to go look at another location on the way home, and that turned into a couple hours, and it was good. Yeah. So when I got home, and all I've heard since is, or nothing from guests, is nothing but rave reviews about the crew that night and the way they pulled it off.
Yeah, sometimes there are no guarantees. There's no guarantees to every personality and the location personality sort of meshing. There are just no guarantees. Adam, I don't know that I will be at White Hill in August, but I will be at the Shanley this weekend.
That's a no. That's a no, Adam.
Listen, we also thought Shanley was going to be a no, and it just happens sometimes. Okay. It does just happen. There's Di.
Hey, Di.
And there's Dale. Hey, Dale.
And Facebook user too, whoever you is.
So yeah, there is no guarantee sometimes when it comes to these investigations. But the beautiful thing is when they do happen, it's big stuff, right? And you really, to me, what I've heard, sort of 2 events in a row with Mid-O and now with White Hill. I don't know if people are easing into the paranormal season and really opening up. I don't know. But it seems like everybody is really jiving.
Yeah. It's all just working the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing team. So, everybody that knows me well knows that I would, in the past, was always afraid to not be at an event or to leave one. I can come and go now. I have zero concerns. Yeah. Everybody's so good, and it's.
We have an amazing crew. Our crew, honestly, here's the thing. We have never made claims that we are it, that we know everything, that our way is the way. What our claim is that the people who found us, truly, I think that is how that has happened. The people that have found us and have become crew, family. What we promise you is their talent, their passion, their dedication. They truly, that's what they share with you. That's what they share with you. They're not going to promise you that they are the most amazing, this or that or that. They just have a passion, and they have a passion for the community itself. And they're such loving people. And that's what you're going to get with Get Haunted Crew. I can promise you that. They are just warm, loving, passionate, creative people who just love the paranormal. And I feel like the paranormal really responds to that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And there's really only room for one amazing person on the team.
Yeah, we can't all fit when Rob's
there. It's hard to work with me.
There's the lovely Miss Tori.
Hey, Tori.
Tori, love you. Hope you're feeling well. Yeah, we do. Our crew is the best. We truly, honestly, and we have, Danny, Kyle, everybody, Kevin, everybody Lori too, everybody who has a hand in really guiding the newest crew on the culture, as we've said it, the culture of Get Haunted. It's really, to me, it bleeds out, right? It really starts with Rob being so fantastic, and then it bleeds right out.
Shut up. No, it doesn't.
But Sam, you're amazing, and that's what we love. Really, the network is amazing because of every single person that is a part of it. Taryn Kerper.
Hey.
Taryn Kerper.
TK.
There is our girl, Taryn Kerper. Paranormal Brew. Guys, go check her show out. If you are not subscribed to her, please head on over to YouTube and subscribe to Paranormal Brew. This chick, let me tell you something, knows every single person in the paranormal. Who doesn't Taryn Kerper know? She knows everybody. She freaking knows everybody. Yep. Please go support the Paranormal Brew and her team, the Paranormal Peaches. Those ladies are out there doing fantastic work. What is Rob spraying? He's spraying.
This time
it's got lots of names.
Yes, it's ghost repellent, poltercillin.
You know what? You know what, Dale? You are right. You cannot fake passion. And even if you could for a moment, it's eventually going to pop out that it just isn't. It isn't what you think it is. These people, every person that you meet on the crew, they volunteer their time. We are an up and coming startup business. These, if that doesn't tell you their level of passion and commitment to the paranormal, I don't know what does. It is true. It is so true. And to watch them, I'm like a proud mama watching them on the side. I get to, when a message comes in and Rob shares it, it makes me I feel like I'm sitting in an award show and I'm like, go get them. I'm so proud of everything that they're doing. So
yes.
Yeah.
They're good.
Rob, are you doing the Conjuring House in September?
What's the date?
Stacey and the wife are coming. I can tell you the date because I'm sitting right
going.
here.
I guess I have to.
You gots to go. That is September 16th.
I'll be there. I can swing that.
Yeah.
Ask my manager over there.
Over there.
Oh my God. We're in a FedEx truck right now, and that is the ship.
Look at that. That's Trevor.
And listen, is it?
What? Yeah,
that's Trevor. Yeah, that's Trevor. Duh. Yes, Trevor. And I have some FedEx complaints. Call me.
they can't find Rob's apartment.
Yeah.
Ever.
For like 6 months now. I'm over it.
Ever. Okay, so let's talk about something really cool because something we no matter what, we might get knocked down here and there. We might get knocked back a few steps, but what I will tell you is we've never stopped working. We've never stopped working behind the scenes, and we've never stopped looking within the community for where there needs to be work done in the community. And what do I mean by that? We've got the social media platforms tend to make paranormal sometimes a little less about paranormal, and a little bit more about the person's page. And we want everybody to have their moment. We want everybody to be the superstar because we're all out there doing this amazing thing called the paranormal. But as Rob and I sort of go on and do our things, the right people sort of fall right into our I don't want to say that's not right. They don't fall into our laps, but we just kind of our paths collide, right? Like it just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens. Oh, awesome. Above and Below. They were just at Wildwood. Do you love that? Hey, Taryn Kerper, she does Wildwood. She's done Wildwood, I feel like a couple times.
I feel like there.
Yeah, I feel like the peaches were just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Flag Day.
It is Flag Day. Thank you for your service. Is that the same thing? No.
USA.
I don't know.
US. Yes. Flag Day. Yes. Stephen.
Yeah, that's one. That was a message that kind of had me in tears. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so as we've been working and as our paths collide with the right people, we have something really. I think I'm so excited about this, Rob. And I was so excited that you're like, let's share it out tomorrow because
okay. I wasn't sure what we were talking about here. So now I know.
Yeah. Well, because we have so many things going, right?
We do.
This one to me, this is so cool. And we're about to show you, what you see on social media with the network and what you see at the events with working with teams and individuals. It's all true. What you see, what you hear us speak about, what you hear the crew speak about, we truly mean it. And it doesn't mean we don't fail at times. We probably do. However, we always want to do better. And we always want to make sure that we're holding true to the mission that Rob did begin this company with Get Haunted. And this next thing is so awesome because this right here, this is the network. Like it's not working in real time because the social media is working in real time, but this is like working in real time in like right there in the community, right?
The network at work.
The network at work.
Yeah. It is, right? And hopefully, ultimately, this will be the cornerstone, the prime example of what we set out to do with Get Haunted and what our teamwork does and what the paranormal community claims to be. So we're going to find out, I think. But, this is an important one to me, and I know to you, and to the team who also know about this right now as of last night. So we'll step everybody through it, and it might actually make sense to them.
Yeah, and just so you know, it's not the claims to be. I think this is more about those of you that have been. I think there are so many of you, and especially those of you that have found your way onto the Get Haunted Network. This to me and to Rob, as we spoke about it, this is probably how we have interpreted what you've been looking for, what you guys speak about. We do hear you. When I say that, when I say we see you and we hear you, it couldn't be more true. We do. And we think something found its way right to everybody in the network. And we are so excited to sort of share with you what this all is going to look like and what this could possibly mean for those of you that are looking to really commit to something outside of, we love our investigations. We love our events. We love those nights that we get to spend together. But we all know in the field, especially when you're really digging into something, it doesn't end. Yeah. It actually doesn't even begin when you go to the location, right? And it certainly doesn't end when you leave. Hey, Rick, are you back? Are you back from Scotland, or are you watching us in Scotland? Because I love that.
Overseas.
I know. He was overseas.
Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah, he's a super busy dude. Everybody, I hope you guys get Rick's book. Please know that when you do buy Rick's book, that stuff goes. He is a huge supporter of St. Jude's Hospital. He gives right back to those children. So please, 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 please.
We'll get to it, Adam. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. He
So,
is. He's watching from
nice.
Scotland.
Yes, we got a Scotland viewer. Thank you, Red.
Thanks, Rick.
All right. So the Enfield House, 1771 Enfield House. It's better known as the Enfield Demon House, which it was dubbed by Animal Planet. We'll get to that in a little while. It's in Enfield, Connecticut, Adam. So how did we end up with it? It's a long story. They ended up friend requesting, um, probably everybody here at some point, but um, it intrigued me. Obviously, the name is catchy, right? Yeah, maybe, but not really. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So,
Mm-hmm.
long story short, I went and met Jay and Elka and the kids, and this is after some chatting, and I went there with Kevin from our team. Um, we spent about 10 hours there. The original idea was to sleep there, and I didn't want to, and neither did Kevin. But we spent enough time really getting to know the family and listening to their stories and um, talking to them. And yes, we had some personal experiences while we were there. I'll get to that in a bit. But the gist of it is, you know, they've been through nearly 2 decades of experience there, and the history of the house alone goes back a couple hundred years at least, and there's a lot to it.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they've asked for some help here, right? They're trying to ease into the paranormal community as a location, and that, if you don't know, can be a pretty uh,
Mm-hmm.
big endeavor and a little bit scary. So, what is it? It's the house of the Yable family, Jay, Elka, and their two daughters. They've been there for I think about 20 years now. There is an enormous amount of history, and some of it is really, really intriguing. Um, it's dubbed the Enfield Demon House by the Animal Planet. There was, Animal Planet did a show about it and about how the paranormal was affecting the dogs. That's, I believe, the first time that they and that house was on TV. I don't even know. You know, Jay and I became kind of instant friends. And he's a former infantryman like myself. And yeah, I think that was one of the first things that really kind of, bonded us. He's a really good guy. But I sat with Kevin for 8-10 hours and listened to this family's stories that night. And look, I've heard a lot of stories over the years. I've watched a lot of people speak. I've even listened to my own crazy stories and think I'm crazy sometimes. But when you see the emotion and when you talk, especially to the kids who really are in my mind are kind of the center of this thing. Um, I don't know, just hearing them, and they do. They're just such good people, and their stories are real, and the emotions there. And after sitting there for 10 hours and watching a couple things happen,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we gotta help. We gotta help them. So that's kind of the backstory to this, and it's been going on now. The talking, this collaboration for a couple of months now. No, Chris, it's in Enfield, Connecticut. I know what you were talking about, though. That's
Yeah.
the
Right here in the good USA,
yeah,
Connecticut.
yeah. So next slide, unless you have something to
No?
add.
Well, I think what I want to make sure here, and you mentioned they are new to the paranormal community as a location. They're not new to the paranormal. They are not paranormal people.
No.
They have very big paranormal experiences. So what we want you guys to hold in mind here is this is, John said, the next Conjuring house, right? And it's not that's the thing. This particular location is not. This is a really personal family story. This is a story that belongs to them, and belongs to this particular location. And it doesn't. I'm not taking that away from any other location. What I'm saying is, what you're about to see here. Keep in mind that the goal of Get Haunted is to walk with them into the paranormal community and to make sure that they sort of don't get pecked from every direction. Because this is such a personal story. There are children that were born in this home, and that grew up, with some stories. And so, you want to make sure, and it's things like, when, you have a TV show come in and then dub your house something, those stigmas are very hard to have drop off. And the last thing Get Haunted wants, and the last thing that Rob and I want, especially the more we get to know them, is to be the cause of some stigmas that they will carry with them. Because that's the thing. We oftentimes, when we go to these locations, we don't understand what we're sort of dropping on them. We need to be careful about what we drop on these locations, because you get to walk away from it. This is a family home. This is an actual family home. They do still live in part of this home. So just know, looking as you walk through these slides with us, I think it's important to understand that this is not a free for all. We're going to throw it in the middle and everybody's going to capture the flag here. This is a call. You want to talk about a call for help. This is what this really truly is.
Yeah. And it's the reason behind it. Like I said it to Jay and Elka on a call, and it came out, or may have sounded the wrong way. But I said to them, look, if it wasn't for you two, I would never go back to your house. They probably took that the wrong way in the beginning, and it wasn't about anything other than they are, at least to me, and I'm a pretty damn good judge of character, just two wonderful people who are looking for some help, or in the middle of like this tornado now that they've kind of put it out there on Facebook, and we're there to help them. And that is the God's honest truth, and we'll talk about that on the next slide or two.
Here's the next slide.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't even notice. So what's the goal here? Right? They want to move, and they've wanted to move for a long time. Every time they try to move, something gets in the way, right? So what are the options here, right? They would like to be able to open. So what you need to understand is the house you're seeing in that photo, they live in, and if you're looking at the photo, they live on the left side. The part you can investigate is on the right-hand side. And they want to get out. They just do. So we want to help them get there. Now, opening your home up to paranormal investigations while you still live there it's a pretty tall order, and there's a lot to work through. Especially when it comes down to booking and making sure things are done properly, and it's just there's a whole slew of things, social media, the whole 9 yards. So our job here and what we've offered is exactly the way Sarah described it. Is we're gonna walk them into this with them. We're gonna work alongside of them to build a process to help them get their everything in order, so that we can be like, okay, now you take it. So what is Get Haunted getting out of this? Pretty much nothing other than the satisfaction of helping some people that we believe really deserve that kind of help.
But I think what Get Haunted gets out of this is exactly what the network is, and that is, when Rob started this and then I jumped in, it was to truly work with each and every one of you, and the locations, and this to me, like, what an honor to help somebody in the beginning stages of sort of walking into that sort of aspect of paranormal, of opening up a location. But this is truly, to me, this is what you get out of it. You know, we see you guys on social media. We watch your shows on YouTube. You know, you guys come to events, but here's this opportunity that when I said Get Haunted is creating connections, not chaos. This is it. These are the connections. We want you guys. We want all the beautiful people in the community that are out there working hard and doing things. I don't want to say it the right way. I don't know what the right or wrong way is. You know, that kind of feels a little weird to me, that we're doing it for the right reasons. What we're doing it is, when we say, this is one way of unifying the community. This is it. We do, Rob said it, we talk about it. And as Ray Savino says, don't talk about it, be about it. Like, let's be about it. And this is a way for Get Haunted to finally be like, we can be about it. Here's an opportunity. Help has been asked, and you guys are amazing. You're the community, they're the community. Let's connect them.
Yeah, and my comment wasn't about that, right? I know there's when we reveal the next slide or two, there are going to be people that are be like, oh God, they're taking this thing over. That's what I'm saying. What do we get out of it is everything you talked about, but we're not doing it to be gatekeepers or anything other than to be there to help them for 3, 4, 5, however long it takes for this transition to happen, so that they can actually move into this thing with all.
They won't be dependent, right? They won't be dependent on us.
Right.
This is not a dependency. This is not a Get Haunted. This is not going to be a Get Haunted location. This is about making connections, introducing our new friends to all of our network friends, and saying, here you go. This is what this is all about. And Joseph, to answer your question, they've been there about 20 years.
Yeah.
They've got they've got a nice grip on history there. You know, they've got their own history in that house now.
There's so much.
So you were still on this slide, but I think that's the part that, and look, people are going to have their own perception of what we're saying here. But I think what everybody can understand is owning a location is not easy. Being a team and wanting to help out is not always easy to find locations that are willing to trust you. What we're saying is Get Haunted is here right now to sort of be a mediator a little bit, like let's everybody talk and get to know each other, and let's go gentle on new location. You know, let's make this comfortable for them.
To answer Chris Mack's question, the story goes that Lorraine was invited there. There have been some big names there over the past 20 years. Lorraine was invited and chose not to go for whatever reason, or it was too much for her at the time. I'm not quite sure. We're going to get to that, right? Because we are going to, we'll talk about those plans here in a few. So yeah, what we don't want, and it is a fear of mine, is that people are going to look at this and be like, oh, here comes Get Haunted trying to control this. It's not it, guys. We're there literally to help them and to help them transition, to transition this piece of it over while we show them at least how we do things, and with suggestions and whatnot.
And it is their house. Like, let's not forget something here. They live here. This is we do not own anything. We are truly offering our experience, our time, our passion with them. And this is all them. This is their story. This is their work that they've put into finding history out. This is, this is all about them. This is not about us. So I think this is where, not everybody, look, when you paranormal, I've been in it long enough to probably know some of this stuff, but not until I met Rob with his experience in paranormal did I understand all the little intricate details that go into being, legit. And I say that in the sense of, if you want to sell stuff, right? Tax IDs, LLCs, all the stuff that you need that in the end will come back and bite you in the ass if you don't have it. And a location, that's big, right? That's even bigger than anything else that you can understand. So to be able to offer them the expertise that you carry, Rob, and the knowledge that you carry to doing this, that's the part that, just as investigators, we don't have the right to all these places. We don't just get to come in and bulldoze in and be like this. I'm an investigator. It doesn't matter. This is their personal home, and we're just saying, hey, we're going to help carry this part of it for you until you get on your feet and you feel confident. That's the part that I think, you know, doesn't matter if they're on a TV show. That doesn't mean they're ready to roll, right? That doesn't mean you're ready to roll into this. It's big stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be, it's probably our biggest project ever so far, right? But it's going to be an interesting one. And there are reasons that all this kind of happened the way it happened. So we're excited to get started here real soon. So yeah, that's kind of the goal of this, is to walk them into the paranormal, show them exactly what they need to do and how we do it, at least. And look, there's no contract, there's nothing. If in a week from now they go, you know what, you guys are assholes, they can walk away. So that's why we're really excited to get started on this. So with that, so yeah, we kind of talk about this. We're going to help facilitate the bookings. We're going to ensure that, listen, I've sat, and Sarah and I and some others sat with them on a call. I sat with them at the house with Kevin, and we listened to their stories, and I met their daughters, and man, like, just hearing the stories is wild. And there's so again, so much emotion behind it when especially with Elka, when the stories are told. You know, it's just their story, right? The last 20 years is their story. There's a lot of history here, guys. It goes way back. And that's in it. Someone brought up the historical aspect. And there is a huge amount of history here, which is going to be part of what we're doing as well. So we're going to help them establish a process, help them get everything set up properly. And we're going to launch something that we're calling the Enfield House, the 1771 Project, the Enfield House Project. And yes, we will hold some events there. Here's the truth. It's small. It's not a big location. You cannot fit 10 people here. It's going to be small. For us, there'll be very specialized events, if you will. And this is actual photo, one of the bishops back in the day. I don't think the year's on there, but here's what I'll say, based on my personal experiences there, right? And again, story after story after story from Jay, from Elka, from the kids, especially the kids, right? They are they're kind of the focal point of, this is just my opinion, of a lot of the activity in that house. There's something going on there. I'm telling you, what I personally witnessed there, chandeliers just starting to move. The front door opened and slammed shut. I was fucking sitting there like 5 feet away. Some really uneasy feelings especially up on the second floor. I was allowed in the basement, which is not part, at least for now, of the plans moving forward. Basements, I'm telling you, I saw something down there. So it's there's something going on in this house. It's definitely interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you say go on next? No, I wasn't.
No. I thought you were saying something.
No.
Okay. So yeah, we want to find out more, right? We want to understand where all this is coming from. And I believe a lot of it goes back to, there was something called the Great Awakening, or in the early 1700s, where there's a huge spiritualist movement in that area. There's a lot. I mean, guys, there's a couple hundred years of history. So, here's the fort. 4 things, at least as of right now, that we're working on with them, and that is private events, obviously, right? Teams. I know teams are going to want to go in here. We know it. They're already reaching out. And those are going to happen. We're working on pricing and all this fun stuff. Then there's going to be public events that happen there. Get Haunted will hold some. I'm sure other event companies are going to want to hold some. You are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. We're not locking anybody out. There's none of that shit. And this is all kind of preliminary info right now, guys. We're working out all the details. Because again, you got to remember, this is somebody's house, and we have to treat it properly. There might be a content creator package, right, where it might be tiered pricing. We don't know. We're working the details out here over the next day or two. But the big one, and to me, one of the more intriguing things that will be offered with all this is the 1771 project, which, if you want to go to the next slide.
Sorry. Yes.
Just think of it as a forensic investigation, right? Probably the most in-depth, months-long, segmented, multifaceted investigation that at least I'll ever be a part of, right? Where at least right now the concept is we take this 200 or 300 years of history, and even that part of that is there's weird stories around the actual history of this house, and we're going to break it into chunks, right? Yep. And that might be 20, 30-year chunks. We don't know yet, but we want to get very specifically focused on different time frames and what has led up to it. Here's what I'll tell you. In the last 100 years of records, that house has changed hands, I think, 40 times. People will not stay there more than 1 or 2 years. There have been an awful lot of deaths. There are numbers associated, very numbers that are important to me. I know they're important to Sarah, that are also associated to this house. So if we start, let's just imagine we start in August, the first team to come in, and we're going to open this up to teams and people that are, we'd love to see numerologists come in to look at some of the numbers here. We'd love to see ITC specialists come in and do specialized ITC investigation. We want you guys, we want the community to kind of solve this mystery with us over a certain amount of time. But when we break it into those time frames, that's where we're going to focus. And then we'll lead up to the last probably 20 years with the April family, and what the kids were experiencing as babies and as kids. Here's what I'll tell you. Like, those girls, they still sleep with the lights on to this day. And they're, because what they witnessed there as children was terrifying to them, right? And when you listen to the stories, it's straight out of a friggin' movie.
Yeah.
So we're going to break this out into a bunch of investigations that different teams can lend different expertise in, and then we're all going to work together, and at the end come together and during, but we're going to come together as a big ass team at a different location and do sort of a reveal. The kids are 16 right now, Dale.
17. They're 17.
Okay.
So Stacey, and what you're saying, this is the part that I think we want to make sure, and we're going to post about it. We're going to be working with the social media team to make sure you guys all have this information. So what you need to understand, first and foremost, the 1771 project is not just about Get Haunted. It is about all of you in the community, in the Get Haunted network, offering. This is what we do need from you, though. If you decide you want to join up with the 1771 project, it is a commitment. We are committing to this family to help them connect dots. And so this is not a Sarah Rob project. This is not a Get Haunted crew project. It is open to everybody in the crew. And of course, Rob and I will, I mean, this definitely touched us. This project definitely intrigues us. And I think this is something we've both been looking for in the paranormal for a very long time. But this project itself, it won't work without all of you. And this is paranormal and non-paranormal. If you're a historian or you know somebody, if you're a team and you love a certain historian, bring them on. Ask them if this is something they would love to know. I'm going to keep it real. There are many, Rob found them really with not having to dig too hard. There's some interesting UFO sightings in the area. Also need to have people who understand, and Stacy, maybe this would be you, understanding how towns are built and why they built churches or temples or any kind of thing, why they built them the way they built them. If you can dig into that for us, that's what we're talking about. Ley lines, underground rivers, anything. There's the river right there. They're not, I think they said a stone's throw away.
0.4 miles from the Connecticut River. Yeah, and there are reports outside of these things in the trees. It's kind of Amy Allen shit. It's kind of creepy. So yeah, it's not just paranormal. It's not just the house. It's the town. It's not just ghosts. It's UFOs. Maybe this cryptid kind of thing. Understanding the history of the town. We want people in here that are not big paranormal people. We want people. Here's what I'll tell you. Jay has a stack of papers, probably this high. And this goes back through mob stuff, all of these significant events. Right, Stacy, and that's exactly it. So what we want to do, right, ultimately, this, as Sarah says, connects dots for the family. They're dying to understand what it is. Joseph, yes and no, right? So that's the part. Again, this is where if you guys want to jump in, that could be one specific task for you and your team. Doesn't mean you're not going to go there. I want people there. But it's not just going in for a weekend or a week or one night and doing an investigation and being done. This is going to be a months-long project that's going to require, some time and some research and people collaborating, working together, so that at the end we can deliver, hopefully, a story that finally makes sense to the Aples, to the town, to us,
and maybe to the location itself. We often get stories wrong. We often hold perceptions and assumptions very close to our chest, right? And I have to believe, since we are all created of this energy and then we pass on and this energy then is out there, why can it also not be confused? You might be that individual or that energy that meshes just perfectly with a location that it straightens itself out. That energy in that location could be spiraling out of so many different directions that as we bring this together, it sort of is like a Reiki session where suddenly you get all of your chakras spinning at the same time, at the same speed, in the same direction. And I think that this is where, there's so many people in the network. You guys, what I see on social media, you guys are so awesome at helping each other and sharing each other out. Now, here's a moment where you guys can actually work together. So it could be that one of the months during the 1771 projects, it was a couple different teams, but another team had been there the month before. And now you guys, maybe we create a space for you where you can talk in this 1771 project Discord, and you guys can keep the information together. This is going to be very different than what a content creator wants. We're not looking, this is not to be divisive here, but we're not looking for somebody to come in to do a TikTok and then walk away from it. We're looking for a commitment. We're looking for deeper understanding as to why are there dates. And here's an example. There is a very specific date, because true crime people also, if you know somebody or if one of your besties is a true crime lover, we need you. There is some true crime here, mafia ties, true crime, suicides, murders, I think hired hits. I mean, there are things here that there is some digging for true crime lovers, that would, I think, will be very, very
Oh yeah.
important to the story. But there is a date, and I said it. I'm going to just put it out there. I said it before. I said to, I think, to them on the call as well, right? That I don't know why, but I'm super excited. Like, I get this excited feeling in my chest. There's a connection. There's another connection to another location. There is somebody with a foot in this location and another location. Weirdly enough, a date that is sort of special to Rob and I, right? Like, there's this date that is important to our beginnings of working together and doing some pretty cool things that matches up to this location. It kind of freaks us out to hear why, like, how are these dates, how are these numbers, how are they matching? So there's something special here, and this family is very special, and the girls, they're twins. They're very special. And their love for as weirded out as they are about some of the things that happen, they're still passionate about understanding, I think, what it is about this location for them. So what drew this family there? Why, I believe, we don't want to give away too much. And that's the other thing, right? Like,
yeah, it's hard.
If you're going to be a part of the 1771 project, there are going to be some things that we do ask while you're active in the project, and this will be about a 6-month, I think, is kind of where we've seen it, right? I don't know. Sometimes we say a live's going to be 4 hours and then it turns into 7.5. But I think our idea is about 6 months. We want to make sure that each and every one of you who commit to this are recognized, and you will be recognized. But what we do ask is that this is not something that is being used for your content right now. Once this project is wrapped and the family is happy, then you obviously show the world all the amazing things you do. But what we're setting out to do here is to be committed to this project, to be committed to this family, to be committed to this location, and to be committed to the community that we all say it is about being unified. I'm never going to use the P word, that we are unified in this, that, we are here to be like, you know what? I want to work with Stacey Lee. I want to talk to her about what her thoughts and theories are about lands and how things are built around town. Because that's only going to help me in my future investigations to have a better understanding. We all know something somebody else doesn't know, right? We all know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know. And here's an amazing opportunity to understand what we don't know and to work together. UFO, true crime, historians, cryptid lovers, like you said, ITC, numerologists, tarot card readers. Like, there's a place for everybody in this location. I think there's something for somebody that is really well versed in religion, to understand what the Great Awakening really did mean to this part of the country as it was being born, because 1771 people, we weren't America yet. So, what does this all mean? You guys all have some answers. You guys can find part of these answers, and then hopefully we have this beautiful, it's not going to be complete, but it could be a beautiful beginning of putting the pieces where they belong, to really read that story, let it flow, right? So that story can continue to flow.
Yeah. And to answer, to not answer Joseph's question, yes and no, right? There's, I don't think, Joe, that a lot of people are getting together and talking about it, right? We saw that even at the Conjuring house, where the neighbors didn't really talk much until they started, Corey and Jen opened it up to investigations. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be one of the coolest things I think I've ever taken part in, but it's also for everyone else. It's not, we're going to stick our noses in just so we can stay connected with it, but it's really going to fall on everybody else that wants to get together and wants to uncover something. It's kind of a really unique opportunity. And while you're doing it, you're helping a family.
An amazing thing. And the cool thing is, like, Rob, the way you set it up with, and I'll go back to those, to be able to say, like, if you want to have your team come in, maybe you are part of the 1771 project, right? That's awesome. And maybe your team also wants to rent it out for the night, up to 6 people. And you want to spend your night there and do what you do. That's okay too. In the public events, all of this money goes back to the family to get them to a point to be able to run this location comfortably on their own, and to be able to work it the way they want to work it, and to be able to say we are ready, and to allow the house to let them go, to allow the house to get to a point that it is ready to release them and they can move out comfortably. So this is truly a project for them. This project was built to be the idea of, it really was easy to formulate because it is what Get Haunted is. This is exactly what we envisioned Get Haunted. It's what Girls versus Boys was, having different entities work together, to create something for the entire community. And this is just another step in that, just in a different way. I love the idea at the end of the reveal, getting everybody together that maybe didn't get to meet up at some point.
Yeah.
To see the faces and the people, to be like, we did this together. We did this all together. Yeah. And putting our egos aside, and putting our numbers aside, and putting our, views aside for just a moment, and think about what is paranormal in the end. It's we humanize it every day, and then we dehumanize it, right? We humanize it by saying, look at me, look at how amazing I am. And then we dehumanize it by doing that same very thing. Here's a moment to remember, it's not just a location. There are 4 actual living souls in that house, living among souls that have not left it. And among other things that could be possibly out there, maybe non-human entities, maybe extraterrestrials. We don't know. We're not going to even try to give you that. Rob has his own experience. Kevin has his own experience. And of course, the family has their many. And now here's an opportunity for you to go in and say, why? Like, I am so curious about why the Yeeples? Why Jay? Why Elka? Why the girls? What is it about them? That's where I love to go. So this is a part, if there's some of you out there that love more of the psychological end of it, to understand how we interact in our living world with the other side, I would love to work with you. I would love to work with somebody else. If there's another Reiki master, if there's another, somebody in that realm, there's so much to this. When you're in the middle of it, when you're living in it, you can't even grab onto every single thing that's going on. How can you?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, it's pretty wild. And yes, they have stories and stories. So Jay, if you're watching, this is not a knock. Jay can literally recant the last 17 years of his life to a T, and all of their lives. I mean, so yes, the stories are documented and vast. It is part of, there's a lot of things to do next here before we launch this, and that includes getting Jay, Elka, and the kids, recorded, at least for parts, of their stories, because they're not going to be able to be there all the time. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, I'm
there. They're watching.
Jay. So yeah, we're gonna get them recorded. This is an opportunity, not just for to the paranormal. It's an opportunity to be like part of something much, much bigger. And we're gonna, over the next couple of days, we're gonna, we'll get an email set up for the people that are interested in it. We're gonna have to go back over history and break this thing into chunks that make sense, right? So if somebody's really interested in like the mafia aspect of this, alleged mafia, I'm going to be careful here. I don't need
be careful what you say.
That might be something, and then you can either claim it or maybe get on a way. We're going to have to figure those specifics out, and that's happening over the next 48 hours or so. From an investigative standpoint, if you want your team in there, and again, it's a smaller place right now, right? If ultimately we can help them get out of the house, we can have the whole damn house, which is cool. We can fit more people in there. Um, yeah, trust me, you want to go. It's for me, it was one of the most different vibes I've had in a long time. I had one experience I have only shared with Sarah and Kevin and maybe a couple other people. I haven't even shared it with Jay and Olka yet. That was I can't explain it. I don't want to explain it on a live, especially. It was just very it was strange, very strange. But I'm telling you, things moved. So yeah, if you want to get your team on a wait list, reach out public event companies. We're making it available. We're not excluding, as Sarah mentioned. It's not going to be divisive. It's going to be inclusive, but we're also going to be very, very protective, right? And there are going to be some rules going in that if you can't follow them, sorry, but that's just then you're not getting in.
Right. And I think, again, and it's why I stated in the beginning, what we want you to understand and why we are setting it up the way we're setting it up. This is somebody's home. And so if we are taking up every month 4 weekends of paranormal, probably the reality of that is, right, a family can't just move out every weekend. That is disruptive to their life, right, as much as they might want it, or it just might not always be physically possible. So why is Get Haunted here to sort of, beyond just as they're getting into the paranormal and learning the ropes, it is to kind of be the reminder that this is a home. There may be times that you're investigating that you have to be mindful they may be on the other side of the wall. So when you're investigating, you have to remember that there are people living. But at the same time, be mindful of what experiments you are and what your intentions are going in, because you get to go home. This is their home. So we want to make sure that what we are doing here is safe for everybody involved, and especially, first and foremost, the family that has opened their doors to each and every one of us in the community. So yes, Get Haunted, you will be booking through us. We will be setting it up through our calendar, I believe. And like Rob said, we will have some emails here for you guys to be able to reach out to us. So if you are a team wanting to do it, awesome. If you are an event company, awesome. If you're a content creator, that's great. But it's got to start somewhere, and we're going to be here to make sure that what is going into that house is
proper.
I don't want to use the word legit, because you're all legit. We just have to be really mindful here. You're not walking into an abandoned building.
Yeah.
You are not walking in right into something that you just get to be and walk away from.
There will be one Get Haunted person on site. Has to be that way. Sorry, they will stay out of your hair. They will stay out of your way. But for insurance purposes and things like that, we have to have somebody there. So we'll put our quietest person there. They can sit or they can help you. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Dee, this is kind of cool, because this is where the family also could be helpful, even during the 1771 project, if they are there while there's investigating and we're touching on certain pieces of history. Does that irritate or get things moving on the other side? I mean, this is where we start to validate each other, and hopefully whatever we do stir up, doesn't.
Well, Elka's watching. Elka has already said, I don't know, I might want to go to a hotel when you guys are doing this. So we will find out. We will find out. But guys, they're an amazing family. This is a special location. This is a true collaboration, and it's for everybody. It's an opportunity. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before. It just happened naturally, right? We were just chit-chatting, and this idea kind of came up, and we're proud to be able to work alongside Elka, Jay, and the kids. and to help make this a reality for them.
And I think to be able to introduce them to the network and to our friends in the paranormal, and even to those we haven't yet met that are actively in the network, that are, doing amazing things. Again, we see you and we do hear you. And I think it is one reason why we don't know how this will go. We don't know what we will all find. But what we do know is we are confident in what we have built here. And, that is, we created space. And I think with who Rob and I are and kind of what our energy is, it brought these amazing people here that you guys have built the network. I think we're both confident in that. We're confident in it to introduce, Jay and Elka to the network, and to be able to say, hey, here are our friends in the community. Here are the people that we see working in the community, and let's see what they can do. Let's see what they bring, because you guys are probably, we only know what we know that you guys do, what you share, but there's always that thing. There might be things you don't know about what Rob does or what I do, that what we dig into, that is another part of our passion with the paranormal. You don't know, right? And so here's an opportunity where you get to expand on that, this, and again, it's more than just going in for a night. And I do want to add, I said to Dee Dee, this is something where I think Dee Dee's dream analysis could come in very handy, work with the family, to understand and uncover what their dreams may be telling them. But also to work with each of you guys that choose to be a part of the 1771 project. Because as you do this and you start digging a little bit more, and you're doing it outside of the weekends that you choose, this might still speak to you. So again, another aspect of the paranormal and of this whole multi-dimensional experiment.
Absolutely.
Really is.
Something and for everyone. You don't have to be local, guys. You don't even have to be on site. When I tell you, Jay, Elka have a mountain of paperwork, like, we got to get that digitized soon, and then we can start looking deeper and deeper. And then again, I want to see a numerologist take a look at some of that, and then some of the things we have from another location, and see where these things start kind of coming together. So yeah, if you're interested, just watch our page over the next day or two. You're going to start seeing information drop so that you can line up, because there will be kind of limited space, but we're going to try to keep as many people. So, for the physical investigations, that will be limited, but virtually, guys, we're going to need all the help we can to build this story.
Stacy could build a whole army of remote viewers to sort of work with other teams, to understand. I mean, there are things here. This is what I'm talking about. And you guys on the side, you might have ideas that we haven't even touched on yet. So this is, and you could do more than one. You might be somebody that wants to be on site, but you might also want to take on some digging in that's virtual. So if you're committed, if you're like, you know what, I want to do this really cool 6-month deep dive, and like you called it, a forensic investigation, and you want to see something from the beginning to the end. Well, it's not going to be the end, though. That's the thing. This is not going to be the end. I really do envision the story, the energies all spinning at the same time. And I think that's when I honestly, how I sort of envision it, or what I am getting, is just that we're going to create that, and then Jay and Elka are going to be able to run this puppy just fine, because then that's all going to be ready to go, and you guys would have created this amazing, beautiful flow of paranormal for, then they can do what they need to do, and hopefully they're doing it from another location, so they're not just living in it. We want to get them comfortable, happy, and I think they definitely have a love for the location, and they have a respect for the paranormal that's happening there. No doubt.
It's
No doubt.
beautiful too. They redid it. It's all 1920s ish
Yeah.
on that side of the house. So it's a beautiful location. And when you walk in, it's very, very homey. And then you go upstairs and you're like, hey, something doesn't feel really right up here.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's just
Yeah.
cool. And this is a huge opportunity, guys. So get excited.
Yeah.
Watch the pages. We're gonna start dropping little pieces over the next 24 to 48 hours, and we're gonna get this puppy rolling.
This is it. This is Get Haunted is opening up some space here, walking in with our friends Jay and Elka. So please welcome them with all the love and kindness you have. Jay and Elka and their daughters truly opening their doors to us, so we can open them to you. The 1771 Enfield house. Yes, it was deemed the demon house, but let's keep it to what it is. It is truly the 1771 Enfield house. This house is history. It is a giant history book, right? It is a giant history book waiting to be read. So, yeah. Is there a bathroom on the second floor?
Yes, there is, Stacy. Weirdo.
Yeah, don't tell us what you see, Stacy. Don't tell us what you see. We want to keep that.
So Stacy is creepy with this shit. So yes, Stacy.
He's remote viewing now. He's like, there you
and
go.
Here's what I'll say: the thing I won't talk about happened to me in that bathroom, Stacy.
Of course, he knows that.
Does he?
That's why he said it. That's probably why he said it. I
How does he know that?
it. I'm just telling you, that's what Stacy does.
Oh,
do you not remember during the Let's Get to How Well Do You Know Rob, and he nailed that you had a nipple piercing?
Okay, now everybody knows. Thank you.
Well, they already know.
Yeah.
Maybe not Adam, but now Adam knows.
All right, Adam. Now you know. Shit.
Yeah, this is awesome. So keep your eyes open. You'll be able to start booking through the Get Haunted event page. We'll get all that set up for you guys. But this is all the stuff that we have been. Nothing has ever stopped. We've always been working hard for each and every one of you, the paranormal community. Now Adam wants
left. You'll be able to see it. Not like live. I mean, through my shirt. It's a little bigger than the right one.
Okay. Ew. So we have not stopped working. We will continue to work hard with each and every one of you because you are the paranormal community. Thank you for being who you are. We do see you. We do hear you.
Sorry.
I hopped back into my truck and heard nipple piercing.
Yep.
Was that blaring, Trevor? Was that blaring in the
that's what happens. You never know what you're going to get on the live Rob and Sarah show. So look, let's pendulum my nipple here.
Adam's like, that's badass. I don't know if he's talking about, this is where Rob starts plugging his other website. Yeah. Was it the nipple website?
Onlyhaunts.com.
Yeah. Haunted nipples. Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of our big project right now. Outside of that, we've got the haunted Shanley Hotel this coming weekend. We do have, I think, a couple rooms left. That's right. OnlyFans nipple category. There you go. Does it go in categories? Is that how it does?
I don't know. Haven't been there.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
I haven't. You can check my browser.
Okay. You probably cleared that cache, right?
It's cache. Stop.
Just call it cache. That will piss him off.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're not.
Or forget your passwords. Those are two of his favorite things.
Or steal my PayPal account. That works too. Just order a bunch of shit on my PayPal account.
Oh, it was one thing. Okay. Anyways, so check back. We've got the Haunted Shanley Hotel. What else do we got coming up? You've got me all thrown off. We got the Haunted Shanley coming up. And then, of course, July 1st is the Battleship North Carolina with Dave Schrader. That's coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. I believe we still have some tickets there as well.
Just a couple. I mean, it's just a couple. So get there.
Yeah. Get there. It's going to be awesome.
Meet Schrader. He's one of the coolest freaking people on the planet.
Why wouldn't you want to hang out with Dave Schrader?
And Rob.
And Rob. And then, of course, July 22nd, we have the Conjuring House and also a new location for us, which is a little smaller location. It's 5 hours. So if you're just wanting to sort of understand what a Get Haunted event is, or if you're looking to see, just to see even what the paranormal is, the old Franklin County Jail. That one's in, is it called Chamberburg? I think it's Chamberburg or something like that.
Put an
I don't
S
know.
between Chamber and Berg. Chambersburg.
Oh, Chambersburg. Okay, Pennsylvania. So those two things on July 22nd. And then, of course, the end of July, we have the Get Haunted Tennessee tour. Guys, grab your VIP access cards because we've got a lot of locations left, not the hotel stays, but the regular locations. Why you're not grabbing VIP cards to get a discount on your tickets and also some awesome merch. And you get a discount on one, bring a friend, some money off. They're discounted. Their different tiers have different amounts, but you can bring a friend. Get a friend totally hooked on the paranormal with you.
And if
Why
you
would
have
you
no
not do
friends,
that?
you'll have one afterwards.
Yeah.
So just come along the first time.
Making sure, let's see, let's spend my birthday with, oh, I love that.
Oh God, Susan's here. Did it go out? Yeah, Dave's good people, Tracy.
Well, she's either being sarcastic.
She's being Susan. And yes, I still got to get back to you, Susan.
So that is what we got going on, guys. The 1771 Enfield project. I'm going to tell you something. There is no one else right now. We have scoured. I've looked around. I don't see anything else like that out there because in the end, this is all about all of you. This is not all just about one person, not about one team or event company. This is about the Yapel family in their home and the history of Enfield, Connecticut. So let's work together, as you said, right? What did you say? The network working, but when the network works together, it works together. I don't remember what I said. I totally lost that.
That's what we're going to record that.
Could you record that one?
Yeah, we're going to we're going to isolate that and use it as our
could that be a t-shirt?
Our campaign. When the network works together, we all work together because that's called working together.
We're working together. I love that. Yeah. And the VIP card, it does big discounts. So guys, seriously, grab your, we actually have our first top tier VIP-er.
Yeah.
Gil. Love him. Gil. I know. Gil is awesome. So come join Gil.
We've had
we have
22 viewers for like the last 10 minutes. That's great.
I love that. And Tracy, we've already been there and we're going back in September.
That's right, Tracy.
Yeah.
Adam,
yeah.
I'll be modeling them at McIntyre Villa.
The Bash.
At the Bash. Sign up for that one.
Just make sure they're Christmas though, because it's Christmas in July, so it's going to have to be Get Haunted Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Not a problem. All right, guys, we've kept you long enough. It's been an hour and 18 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us midweek right here every Wednesday for all things Get Haunted. Rob, sir, thank you.
It's been
real. It's been real. Who's Carmen? Is this there's like amazing new people coming on. Well, hello, Carmen. I love this. Hi, Carmen. So guys, as always, on the side, we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you. So come back, join us next Wednesday for some new things I'm sure that we'll have to talk about. Hopefully some pretty big, love this. Who's this?
That's Stacy Lee.
Oh, that's her. Is that her team? Is
Landon Legend. You go promote that shit.
I'm going to promote that today. That's going to be my job today. Thank you, Stacy. Guys, go have a great rest of your day, and we will see you hopefully at the Shanley. Right? Peace out.
You see me there.
See me there.
I'll be there.
For sure. I'll be there. All right.